For me, it was right after that scene when he's on his motorcycle and you see the hand come up like caressing his face. I thought that it was Michael's hand.
That would be so awesome.
I thought he was like,
right
I think I said that to you too.
Yeah.
he did.
We're all laughing.
We were laughing about it, dude, because I like
Michael on the
George.
back.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, I thought that
With
was
his hands
Michael.
around his waist.
And I thought that this movie was taking this weird ass left turn, like.
Let me tell you about
Yeah.
my best.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly the song that I was thinking of too. Like.
How's it going, movie lovers? Welcome back to another episode of Not Your Everyday Critics. I'm your host, George Lugo.
Not Manny Rivera.
That's
And if you
Michael
haven't
Myers.
And Michael Myers. And if you haven't seen the show before, what we do is rate, review, and critique movies of all budgets, genres, and types.
Oh, yeah. With so many movies out there, we're going to do our best to bring you the best information that we, as movie buffs, we can.
It's a big reveal, man.
Big
Yeah,
reveal.
big reveal.
Huge,
Thank you.
huge.
Thank you very
Hey,
much.
it's been me all the whole time, not Michael. Anyways.
Can you be any gayer?
Hey, it was me, not Michael.
Oh,
Anyways.
wow.
Wrong Michael, but yeah.
Wrong.
One
I
kills
almost sounded
kids,
like the other
fucks
Michael
kids.
at that point.
Yeah.
But okay.
One kills kids, the other fucks kids. So yeah.
But anyway, it's just
Wow.
That's
Thank
actually
you.
Michael Myers' real voice. in
Yeah,
fact.
thank you for
takes off the mask.
thank you for fucking up this whole intro, Manny.
I just made it more exciting. That's what I did.
All right. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is Halloween Ends. This is the last installment for David Gordon Green's trilogy. We have definitely some controversial things we're going to talk about. But before we get into that, I'd like to introduce our guest and our bartender for today, Daniel and David Raby.
I don't know.
What's up.
I don't know of any other bartender that you have on here, but yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's another one
No, I said
Who is he?
I said our guest and our bartender.
for today.
That's true. I did say for today. I'm sorry.
What a dick, right, David?
Right?
I'm sorry.
God.
I mean, I might have to get someone new next time.
Stupid Laurie.
So David Gordon Green took a completely different direction, but he kind of went with the original anthology. So Halloween 1, 1978, Halloween 2, all based around Michael Myers. And in Halloween 3, they took a totally different direction because John Carpenter wanted to do like an anthology. So that's why Michael Myers was dead in
Great.
2.
John
And
Carpenter.
then, yeah, they did Season of the Witch, which is when the movie enters, right? The text is it's the same text as Season of the Witch. It's blue and everything. It's
the
perfect.
Same blue.
I don't know if you ever saw Season of the Witch. I actually kind of enjoyed that movie. It didn't do well in theaters because people wanted more Michael. That's why they abandoned the anthology and went back to Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But David Gordon Green kind of wanted to stick to that, but he still wanted to have Michael in the series. So he introduced Corey Cunningham. And the movie starts out with Corey Cunningham basically babysitting this fucking shitty brat. Like, he's such
Piece of shit
he is
kid.
a piece of shit.
And I was high as fuck when that scene started, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he reminded me of some of my friends' kids. I don't know. I thought that's just how kids are nowadays.
Did you get away with it?
Oh, I
Jim?
thought you were
Yeah.
talking about your friend's kids like high as fuck. I'm like, what?
Oh,
Yeah, I
I was just
mean,
after his
I was
sentence.
like, hold on,
I
were you
was like,
high
oh,
and then
crap.
killed the kid?
I said what I
don't blame
said.
I said what I said.
Cut it short. I was high as fuck, and when that kid fucking dies, I started laughing my ass off. But then immediately after,
It's so
when the
fucked
camera
up,
started
though.
going back and forth to their reaction, I started to freak out, man. I thought it was the drugs, and I was like, oh, fuck. No. I had to look away and like, shake my head, and then the movie started. I heard the song, John Carpenter's do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I was like, oh, man, it saved me.
I think we should have prefaced this by saying we took shrooms
Yeah.
before we saw this movie. So when David says he was high,
It's all
there
thanks
we
to him.
go.
Thank you,
Let's
Danny.
catch everybody up. Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Good shit.
I
It was
did
good
not
stuff.
join them.
It was good. Stuff.
You should
I
have.
was not there.
So
You should.
it's kind of like we just expect Corey to die because he's the babysitter. We expect that Corey's going to be killed by Michael Myers.
Yeah, and so jumping on what you're saying, yes, they set it up as a traditional synopsis with, here's your sacrificial babysitter that traditionally gets killed, but immediately off the bat, the director is making all these little twists. It's not the babysitter that's gonna die;
Right.
it's the kid.
Yeah.
aha, you know, and
In a crazy turn of events.
in kind of a nice little setup, you know, a little predictable with the setup with the parents come walking in right at the right
Right at
time.
the rainbow.
But
gonna kill you.
but if you're gonna set it up that way, fine. Let's make it juicy.
Yeah.
And
So when he starts freaking out in that closet, and then he's kicking on the door as he's still holding the knife and everything like that, and then that scene where you see the door swings to hit the kid, that was crazy to me
So-
to actually see that.
well, it doesn't really show him the door hit the kid necessarily, but it's when the kid's falling down his banisters and you see the lump of a body land. And here's the thing that really got me kind of messed up though, as an effects thing. The effects of the dummy
Right.
makes it look like he's landing landing on his ass, like his tailbone, body upright, but it sits on his ass. But then next scene, you see the kid
He's like face down.
as
Yeah.
if his face got smashed. So it looks like it didn't sync up right.
It was a good
Yeah.
bounce.
Like they threw the body over. It's like, okay, let's see what happens and film it. But it's like,
It's a crazy
Yo.
thing is that's not hard to recreate because they have dummies
No.
it
that
should
that
have
can be
been
weighted.
easy to
And
do.
I think
That
the
should've been
idea,
very
and I
easy
think
to
the
do.
idea was that he died by like breaking his neck on the impact or something like that.
I don't think it's
Because
breaking.
you hear the
That's a skull cracking, Manny.
well,
no, because his head turns.
So
Like,
you're
he
saying
hits
that
the
he
thing.
broke his neck and didn't crack his skull open?
Probably cracked his skull too, but you see him turn his head as he hit pavement for the neck cracking. Did you not pay attention to that? Did you watch the movie?
I
You were
watched-
high as fuck. Who knows?
I watched
Anyways,
the
that's what
movie
happened.
and I was definitely more in tune with it
Yeah.
than you were.
Sure.
I
That movie
don't
felt
think
weird.
He broke
So,
his,
yeah,
I
I
don't
know
think
what
he
we're
broke his neck. And we're gonna take a bet on this. And on the next episode, the loser has to do a shot of 151 on the show.
Oh,
you know what?
Jesus
In
Christ.
2
So I'm
seconds,
gonna put it right
George
here
is gonna
who-
have this little.
I'm gonna put it right here. Who won?
Yeah. Show us a slow mo of the drop. How about that? I'll give you my Peacock account, and you can get the video clip off of it or something.
Lovely.
Yeah,
That's great.
We'll do that.
151.
All
Here
of a
we
sudden,
go.
all of a sudden, he's worried.
Hey, Satan's a piss. Are we doing a Satan's
Oh, we
piss
can do a
shot?
Satan's piss.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Satan's piss.
All right.
See, that would make it more of a actual thing. Because 151, taking a shot of 151, I mean, that's not that hard. It's tough,
You say that now,
but it's not that
okay.
hard.
Yeah, you say that now, but
Yeah.
But yeah, movie starts off with a really strong twist, kind of M. Night Shyamalanian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It was a nice little start off. Gets into the classic movie intro or Halloween intro theme
the
music
pumpkins
with the pumpkins, a
Yeah.
various
That
pumpkin
music
classic
and,
cut.
It really
Yeah,
saved me
that
from
was
going
pretty
into a
cool.
bad trip.
Yeah, kind of brought you back out.
It did, man. Because I swear, like, as soon as it was the flashing back and forth between the
Oh yeah,
reaction,
yeah.
it really freaked me out. I was like, "Fuck the drugs!" I really thought it was in my head.
I liked
Nice.
how the pumpkins started to like shave off each other and show the different pumpkins come through.
love
That was
that
really
effect,
cool. I
man.
That
like
was
that
actually
effect.
a
Especially the
really
last pumpkin
cool
was just
effect.
like the blood and like little like sinew.
And I
shit like
believe
that.
they were saying that they were the different pumpkins from the other movies or some shit like that.
I'm
right?
sure they definitely used a
Yeah,
bunch from
so
the
they
different
were doing
movies.
that kind
Yeah.
of thing to it. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool.
There's a
to
lot of
see
fan
intro.
service Easter
There was a
eggs.
lot of
Yeah,
Easter eggs in this movie, and
totally.
yeah. But I mean, David Gordon Green said he wanted to do something different. He wanted to introduce a love story, but he also wanted to show that evil just doesn't die; that it does change shape, and that was his whole point with Corey. So, I liked it, and I think the biggest issue is that people wanted more Michael. Now, obviously, people wanted
obviously.
more Michael. It's Halloween, but I mean,
You want a scary movie? You go to see the scary monster.
you go
Yeah.
see the scary
Yeah.
monster, and for sure.
Not
You don't
the
wanna hear
not the
"Don't come to
nerdy
park."
white boy trying to pretend to be the scary monster.
But the thing is, he wasn't trying to pretend to be anything. He kind of
He was just the poor kid.
created.
I felt so bad for him, dude.
I felt, that's the thing
Like-
is they make you sympathize with him from the very
the
beginning
whole
of the movie.
town is just full of bullies, dude. They're
Yeah.
like New Yorker that moved to fucking
Well, it
Illinois.
didn't help.
and just
It didn't
bullies.
help that Mike from Halloween Kills and the original the other Halloween that like Michael terrorized that town and put that town into
Yeah.
like a complete total like spring of chaos.
Yeah.
Well, so,
And so there was-
Halloween Kills, the second one, the whole theme of that is that Michael, the entity of the evilness that is Michael, is a chaos.
Sounds
Yes.
pretty good.
Comes to you.
Ready for the cheers, boys?
Take a timeout right now.
Hold on, real quick. David, talk to us about this drink.
This is a drink that George had pulled up on online. I don't know what website, but it was a little series of Halloween drinks that were inspired by just Halloween horror
movies.
films. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was called the Michael Myers, or is that the Haddonfield? I forget what it was called. It was like
Look
the
it up real
specific
quick.
name for it, like Haddonfield.
We can look it up real quick.
What goes in it?
Brandy, whole milk, which I excluded from mine and Danny's drink because he's lactose intolerant.
Yep.
But I'm like, it's
Asian
not
genes.
toast, it's milk. Like, anyways, grenadine, which I had thickened up using turbinado sugar to try and give it a more viscous feel to it, to make it look like blood, which again failed, but
That's not bad.
The website name is Geek Girl Authority.
well, there you go.
So I'll put a link in the description.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Girl Authority.
I wanted to use a little bit of pumpkin spice of something
Just to give it a little more Halloween.
Halloweenish sort of thing.
So much like a white girl.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice
All right.
spiked
They should call it the
latte.
basic bitch.
Basic bitch. Okay, here we go.
Bitch.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
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 Salud.
I'm getting a lot of just pumpkin spice.
Is it too much?
That's
I'll knock it back a bit.
I mean, I literally can't even
tastes
taste
like
spice.
it's all
Christmas.
pumpkin spice,
Yeah,
bro.
it's good. Don't get me wrong. The crazy thing is, the milk and the pumpkin spice totally overpower the brandy. Can't taste it at
Okay, I
all.
want to knock it back on the pumpkin spice then.
Well, that's the whole concept. It's supposed to be.
that was it.
must be
That's
white.
what I was trying to do. Sorry, I failed, everybody.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
all good.
I'll get it next round. No worries. No worries.
So one of
The
the
movie-
scenes where Corey gets brought up is where he goes to, I guess he's like in the gas station or liquor store or whatever. And he went to go grab like a Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
He's at the gas station.
The kids are like trying to get him to buy like 2 6-packs and everything like that. And that's where Laurie
The
comes in.
bullies. These aren't kids. These are fucking bullies
They're
from New York.
bullies.
Bullies.
But they're still kids.
But they're
They're
still
high
kids,
school
but
kids.
Pieces of
Bullies.
shit is what they are.
And then, after, they're teasing him and everything like that, he's getting all mad, fucking holding on to his Yoo-hoo and just crushes it in his fucking hand.
Get that.
But I like that they represent the bullies can be any shape, because the bullies are they're
New
band
Yorkers,
kids.
yeah.
They're band
Yeah.
kids.
Oh.
The band, well, one band kid, like they were a mixture of some shit.
We're all,
They were all band members.
They were they all band members?
Yeah, they're all band members.
the dude was twirling the drumstick. The other guy had a
Yeah,
full on fucking.
yeah, the full on the marching gear.
That
They
was-
all, they all had the
girl.
marching gear pants on.
Yeah,
With various tops on.
Yeah.
And again, going back to how the director just started it off, he gave you the classic trope of here's a school bully,
Mhm.
but let's twist it up. It's not
It's not
the
the
jock,
jock
anymore. It's
yeah.
It's the band.
It's the traditional It's the ones that we use. We
It's
would
kids that are in
bully. Yeah,
journalism and
it's
newspapers.
it's the marching
They're the
band.
bullies.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
The
that's
fucking
that,
collar guards.
but I
and
like it though
everything.
because it's way more realistic, because bullies come in all shapes. They're not just that trope that is literally the jock.
Sure.
You know. So
Yeah.
And then after him getting bullied and everything, and then you see Laurie in the back going, "Hey," and then they leave him alone and go inside. She actually shows up in this type of shirt, which is another thing to Laurie from the
But she
first
didn't have those
movie.
boobs. She had better boobs.
she had better boobs.
Not those boobs, but that shirt, which is a tribute to her in the, I believe, first movie.
First movie.
And I thought it was pretty cool when she goes, "You want to do it or I?" And he's like, "What?" And she
Pulls
pulls
out
the
out that
knife.
fucking
That's pretty
knife,
awesome.
bro.
Towards the car. Yeah, I was like,
Her character is very unique in here. So it's like in Halloween, in David Gordon Green's first Halloween, and then Halloween Kills, Laurie is kind of like she's living in fear of Michael and preparing for his arrival. You know, like
She's Sarah Connor,
she's Sarah Connor
She's Sarah
basically
Connor.
in the first one
Yeah.
and in the second
practicing
one.
weapons,
And
and all
then
that stuff.
in this one, she's kind of, because it's been 4 years since Halloween Kills.
And now she's grandma.
And now
Sarah.
she's kind of like grandma. She's kind of like fallen out of that mode, and now she's taking care of her granddaughter, and she's trying to move on, you know, with her life. She's writing a book, you know, like it's an interesting,
Oh yeah, her memoirs or whatever.
yeah, it's an
right?
interesting thing for her, you know, and it's definitely doesn't really fit the other two movies, but that's kind of cool because it's something new and refreshing. She's not living in fear of Michael Myers. She's learning to deal with it.
Right.
You know, I liked her character in here.
Yeah.
Shows
And,
growth. Shows growth.
They also say it's been many years since Michael's shown his face and everything like that. But like if you pay attention to some of like the poster boards or the backdrops, they have like missing people on them, and the date is actually like October 30th. So it's like when Michael comes out to kill a person for one day at that year or whatever.
yeah.
So that's what the assumption is, what that is supposed to be about, is that Michael comes out for that day, kills somebody, and then goes back into hiding for whatever.
for October 30th.
October 30th, not exactly Halloween, the 31st, but before it, for whatever reason.
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night,
Yeah.
Fire it up.
Yeah.
So that's the. I don't know if you guys paid attention to that, like the posters that were there about the missing people or whatever. But that's what that is supposed to be about.
Getting pushed towards the edge. Yeah, but also they go a little bit more into his life, and we get to see him at home with his mother, who's super controlling. It's almost like Norman Bates, you know. The dad is actually pretty good.
Stepdad.
The dad's actually pretty good. He's like, he knows he's a good kid and just has had a rough time, so he tries to help him whenever he can. You know, so he gave him the motorcycle. You know, gives him. He's like, you're always late. You know, but he doesn't fire him. You know, like.
Yeah,
It's funny because he's like, you're always late, but they live together. I didn't understand that. Right? I don't understand that. Yeah, because like he had, when he was talking to the parents in the very beginning of the movie, he was like set up to go to a nice college and everything was going good.
Engineering school.
Yeah, and everything fucking just spun out of control.
So one of the things that I thought was kind of like frightening is when the father of that kid, you know, when he explained that he was going to drive up to say, hey, because he felt bad for what was going through. And, yeah. And when he bent down to look at him and when he was trying to talk to him or whatever, he looked into his eyes and he didn't see that same kid anymore. He saw somebody else completely different that wasn't him anymore at all.
Well, that's exactly what the dad says.
Yeah.
You know, was it always there or
Yeah. So I don't know, man. This guy's already been taking a lot of fucking
that's
shit. So he's snapping at after.
But like
all
the
that,
thing about the movie though is
crazy.
they don't give you that. The movie doesn't tell you whether or not.
Yeah, no.
It's not definitive. It's kind of up to the viewer.
That's what the director
That's what the
wanted
director
to walk
wanted.
away with.
Yeah.
So what I was saying earlier was that the theme for the second movie, Halloween Kills, was that Michael Myers' evil is about chaos.
Mm-hmm.
This last one is about evil as an infection.
Yeah.
When Corey's having his hallucination dream when he's inside the house, and he thinks Laurie's, you know, kind of rocking her chair back. No, but like that whole scene, you know, she goes into saying there's two types of evil. One where the evil is an outside force threatening your tribe, and the other is an evil from within that grows like an infection or a disease. And the entire time, Corey's hand where he got his cut, he keeps checking it and it gets worse and worse.
Yep.
So the ongoing theme as I was watching it a second time around was that it's the infection. When Michael Myers is killing the girl, the nurse, and he's choking her, that's when Corey quickly removes his bandage and he's trying to do the same thing against the window too. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And, you know, he kind of looks at his hand first, and then there's a lot of symbolism going on. A lot of symbolism, especially some biblical symbolism near at the end of the movie.
There's
too.
definitely biblical at the end.
And
we'll get to that.
Yeah, the director lays it on very thick about what he wants the audience to interpret.
Yeah.
Right.
But yes, the walkaway message is: was it always there, or was it influenced?
One of the things I found weird is when Corey started walking over the bridge and the kids pulled over to the side
To harass his ass
and
again.
just basically just fucking bullying him again.
Dicks,
Fucking
dude.
bullies. I swear to God,
The whole-
fucking bullies. Straighten your shit out.
That
fuckers.
whole town, man. There's
You
fucking.
never know what's gonna happen to you.
I don't want to
but,
visit
yeah.
that town. Is it a real town in Illinois?
I have
I'm
no
not going
idea.
there.
I have
I'm
no
not-
idea. I'm not gonna look it up.
But
Nobody gives a
you
shit about your
know,
town.
after everything that happened and all those altercations and everything like that, after pulling out the knife and he fucking falls to whatever happens,
Yeah.
you see him getting dragged into the storm drain,
Yeah.
which I thought was fucking crazy at the fact that you get to see him being dragged into the storm drain. And after him waking up, tripping out about everything that he's looking around there, and Michael grabbing his fucking throat after him stumbling and staring at him. And then you see this scene where you get to see like
Eye to
into
eye
his
contact.
eye.
Yeah.
And I guess Michael notices the
He
fucking
notices the look.
look
He's like, "Oh,
of a
you're
fucking
me,
psycho
man."
killer in his fucking eye and
He
everything.
doesn't kill him.
Psycho.
It doesn't
Killer.
do anything, and he
Qu'est-ce
fucking
que
lets
c'est?
him go. And that scene itself, I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought he was fucking gone for
Yeah, I thought so
sure.
too.
Like,
I thought that would be
Yeah.
the worst thing for him to happen to Corey would be like
Would be to be
all
killed
this
by
bad
Michael
shit,
Myers.
and then all on top of it to be the first kill of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on, man. And it really threw me off. Everything that happened after that was like, okay, Michael let him go. Why? He sees some part of himself in this kid, and then all of a sudden this kid is like, you know, just starting to go about fucking, his own little rampage and shit like that. And it was just so weird, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed his story though.
I liked his story arc. His story arc was great, and the fact that he did stumble upon Michael Myers in the storm drain, and then like he had someone to relate to, and
look up to finally.
yeah,
you know, someone
and
that
then
wasn't
eventually he accidentally had his first kill from from the homeless man and from defense. Like that guy was gonna kill him. Like
he's like, I'm gonna feed you to Michael. He's like, oh the fuck, you're not. Like,
that was like kind of the spiraling point right there.
Yeah.
And so now he just decided to
just to
feed Michael Myers.
Keep on stabbing.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah.
That shit fucking was like when he said that, and it was just weird for me to think that Michael would drag somebody into the storm drain for once, because it doesn't seem like a Michael Myers move for one thing. Another thing is how they made Michael look like afterwards. Like if you take a look at Michael, like he's like limping. And then you see his hand, like he only has like 3 fingers on it.
Well, that's because Laurie shot off the other 2 with the shotgun.
Know, but the way he's like holding himself together, kind of like this guy's been shot, stabbed, and so many other fucking times throughout so many fucking years.
He's living in the sewers, you know.
But he's always doing the same thing, walking the same way, having the same strength and everything like that. Like nothing really affects him. But in this movie, you see him more vulnerable, more like he's like.
He's in hospice in a fucking sewer.
Yeah, a lot of people,
You know what I mean?
a lot of people wanted to relate the. I think it was the 6th movie, The Curse of Michael Myers, to this one, where he kind of becomes like a supernatural entity. But that's not what David Gordon Green was going for here. Like the whole, like him, like with each kill, he becomes like more powerful. You know,
That's how they portrayed it.
That's how they
2018.
Yeah, that's
first
kind
of
of
this
how they
trilogy?
portrayed it. But in this one, he kind of went a different direction with it.
Almost, because if you can remember when he killed that person in that storm drain,
He starts getting
he
off
started
on it.
getting off on it. Like he started like you see him
I
start
like
to
it when the red
straighten
water
up
comes
more.
out. Like he's fucking freaking out.
You see him start like being able to like
get a hard on.
Yeah.
I was like,
pretty
there's
much,
my dick.
and all that, kind
whole
of stuff.
cuck scene was just a little.
It was
It's a
weird.
little
And then he
much.
just
No,
fucking
it's a little
stab,
much.
stab, and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So
was
It's
really
a
fucking
little,
weird,
it's a little
yeah.
much. It's a little much. And
But yeah, he kept going, fucking stabbing him.
I like how
remember
he
that
pulled
now.
out the knife from like the rocks, and you see like it's all rusted.
it's all
and
rusted
like,
and
it comes
fucking
off.
old ass
gross.
fucking knife.
You're gonna get a flesh-eating disease for sure. Like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Like, would it matter? You're gonna die right then.
If he somehow lived, some people do.
I had a little bit of an issue of them putting Michael in that kind of state. Seeing how all the other Halloweens, he doesn't show too much that he's.
But yeah,
that
but I
fucked
think
up.
I think the direction he was going with is that Michael is now what, like in his late 60s or early 70s.
Geriatric, whatever the fuck. he
Yeah,
is.
and he's suffering from the wounds he had prior. He got burnt, shot, stabbed. You know, like
Yeah,
the-
but this is
poison,
throughout many
falling off a
fucking
cliff,
years.
falling off a
Exactly.
He would have had to been start doing that even before then.
no,
You know what I
in
mean?
Halloween Kills, he literally got these wounds here that are on your chest, and he got burnt, and he got his hand, his fingers blown up.
Oh, so we should burn Manny to
So
make
you're
this
talking
suit more
about-
accurate?
you're
I'm talking about
the
the
most
pr-
recent,
the most
before
recent
this
one.
one.
Yeah, the most
And
recent.
that's what affected him more than
Yeah.
anything else.
That plus age. You know, I'm assuming that's just where it is. You know, I mean, he's like in his 70s, old, fucking, and worn
Whoa.
out.
Looking at the mask alone, they show that the mask has the burn marks from Halloween.
Halloween,
2018
Yeah,
Halloween.
2018.
Yeah.
And even when they unmask him, they show his face is burned up.
Yeah.
So they're trying to keep his battle scars consistent and all the way through. The whole thing about, again, in the 2018 Halloween, he's supposed to kill, and every time he kills, he gets a little more powerful, right? Almost supernaturally.
Yeah.
He hasn't killed in 4 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that, now his wounds, he's starting to feel it. He's atrophying, no adrenaline in his system. But now that he killed, the adrenaline's pumping back in. I can stand up a little.
I got somebody else's blood on me. Ooh.
I got some of that dick juice going. So,
Yeah.
I like how they took off the mask and then you see like the little whiskers of white that he has right going on right here.
Like weird
It
looking.
was like,
was it not
okay.
lame that Corey could just kind of wrestle the mask off of him so easily?
Yeah.
This is why I'm talking about them making Michael look like, a bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Michael, especially the strength that he shows by picking
Yeah.
up that girl, fucking just being able to do that and just stab her and not being able to take on Corey that easily. Like,
When we know Corey's weak because he can't even fight off the band kids.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like Michael would have
inconsistent.
definitely fucking been
definitely-
able to
it's
fucking
definitely
do some crazy
inconsistent.
shit that way. So I
definitely
think like the
inconsistent.
whole premise of how they see Michael in the movie is like just a little off. Like it just doesn't seem. It didn't seem like Michael Myers.
There is one thing that I had an issue about watching it a second time around, and I caught this. How the fuck does Michael Myers know where Laurie's new house is? Question mark.
That's true. He shouldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, he shouldn't
he
know
shouldn't.
But-
unless he was following Corey.
He just suddenly, as soon as Corey's dead, mask is on the floor, and Laurie's in the other room about to shoot herself, he's all of a sudden, he's
like
already there picking it back up,
slowly-
and you know,
Slowly walking. He's like,
and
hold on,
grabbing
Corey.
the knife, and you know, and then Corey grabs his arm and he has to go kill Corey. Like, it's too convenient.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing with why does Michael know the nurse in the doctor's house?
That wasn't.
No, that
he went
was
with
Corey
Corey.
feeding him.
Yeah.
That's Corey.
That's
feeding
Corey
him?
feeding
Yeah.
him. Yes.
Okay.
It's also like a master apprentice thing. So like Corey goes and he kills the doctor, and
He
he does
literally
it.
says,
He
"Show-
does it
show me how to do
very.
it."
He
Yeah.
does it very poorly, and Michael does it like a fucking ninja.
He's like, you gotta do it this way.
He appears in the background.
You gotta
No,
do it.
okay.
Corey.
Hold on.
actually like that.
Here's the thing
that
with
part,
the with
though.
that kill too. When Corey's busy killing the doctor, right?
Yeah.
That whole scene is he's doing it in the dark, right?
Right.
Because the chick just took a shower. And
She's
she's
like,
all trying to walk out. Like,
Yeah.
Dr. Mathis, you know, and she goes out in the fucking pool.
Mhm.
She turns on the light and sees him on the floor doing this. He stabs the doctor about 3 times.
Yeah.
Then realizes, oh shit, light is on. Let me look up and see someone standing there.
He was having fun. Doing
Well, he's
like,
also
oh,
got a
God,
mask
this
on,
is
so
good.
maybe
No, he
No,
had that
you could see
plastic,
that.
the plastic
mask,
one,
you
yeah,
know?
the clown one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's my point. What does that matter? It was dark
You
when he
could
was
see it.
stabbing,
I guess.
Light.
and then she turns on the light, so she's able to see his ass, right? So in turn, shouldn't that be like,
Enough.
oh shit,
Like I gotta.
someone's here? You
yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, it was right after that scene when he's on his motorcycle and you see the hand come up like caressing his face. I thought that it was Michael's hand.
That would be so awesome.
I thought he was like-
right behind him.
that to you too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, we did.
We're
Because
all laughing.
we
on
were
that.
laughing
That was
about it,
great.
dude, because I like
Michael on
touched
the
George.
back.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, I thought that
With
was
his hands
Michael.
around his waist.
And I thought that this movie was taking this weird ass left turn, like fucking.
Let me tell you about
Yeah.
my best.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly the song that I was thinking of too. Like, and then it's just Michael taking him to these other places and just fucking like showing him how to kill people. And it's like, I'm
Give that
down
to
with this,
David.
dude. Like, fucking.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
that would have been sick.
I really wanted.
So I
that.
think a lot of the
Actually, I'm enjoying this drink.
yeah, I would like another one.
That would be great.
I did enjoy that kill though when he
This
killed.
is George. This is me.
I did enjoy the kill when he did kill the nurse because I like how he came in he just walked her in
One-handed.
and grabbed her
Yeah.
one-handed, put her up.
Right.
Like it was very
He just
menacing.
Stiff
It was the
armed her.
camera
Yeah.
that
It was like the angle was amazing.
it was like from one room into the other. Although
Yeah.
it wasn't really quite a room because the room itself had just like a wall. It wasn't
Yeah.
like an actual.
It was a good
closed off
shot.
wall.
It was a very
kick-ass
very
shot.
good
It
shot.
was like it dragged you with it, and
Yeah.
it made you feel like you were part of that whole fucking thing. And I was like,
I was like, oh fuck.
these shrooms are kicking in, bro. Like,
Well, I'd hope so. That was like at the end of the movie.
no, they've been kicking in since the beginning. But yeah, it was a.
Well, we
But I
timed
think-
it right, so it kicked in
Yeah,
right
I
when
think,
it started.
I
Perfect.
th-
It was
but I
perfect.
think part of the issue with the story, with Corey, with Michael, is that they added 2 new writers to this movie. So it wasn't just David Gordon Green and Danny McBride. They added 2 new writers, and that was because of the gap in between, with the pandemic, because they were going to do it directly after the other one.
Okay.
And so they introduced 2 new writers. And I feel like the direction he was going with Corey, I think he definitely wanted Corey to be the new face, the new
Yeah.
shape.
I was really ready for it too.
I
Even
think
with
he
the
was,
mask,
and
that
that's
little
why it
clown
would be
mask.
Halloween Ends, because
scarecrow
he would
mask
have
or
a
whatever.
he would have
Yeah.
a different shape, a new shape, and plus it would fit the anthology cycle. It'd be a whole new thing. But I think what happened was just production was just like, no, we got to keep it with Michael Myers, and we got to keep it this way, because they said they wanted that franchise to end. They wanted to end the Halloween franchise.
From
and
what
I think
I've
that
read,
fucked
I
the
believe
writing.
it's Jamie Lee Curtis that had a lot to say with how it ends. She's the one that was definitive about like it has to be ending, and even the way it ended, like the shot
Fine with
with
that.
how it ended on a bright day with the kids riding a bike and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Yeah, she
that
wanted
was
it
an
also
homage
to be
the original, how it
homage to the
started
original. Yeah,
with the kids riding their bikes.
she
down
wanted to be on
street.
on the porch and everything, because they wanted to do
Exactly.
an inside shot.
like a regular sunny day in
Yeah.
Illinois kind of bullshit, and that was her idea that she brought to the
Yeah.
table. So
He's
a
like,
lot
"Hey
of this
there,
stuff was
Laurie."
her input, where she's
No,
like,
she
"No, this
definitely-
is my baby. If I'm
Yeah.
playing, I'm
And she has every
Yeah.
right to, and I agree. Yeah.
She does, for sure. But I know for a fact that, let's talk about the ending scene where they basically crucify Michael and
Oh,
they
God.
parade him.
Come on.
They parade him down.
First
they
of
parade
all,
him down the
let's-
fucking town.
well, wait, back it up just a little bit. Let's actually talk about the final scene, the fight scene.
Let's talk about the fight scene. Yeah.
Let's talk about the final, good versus evil scene.
I
No.
did want to talk about that too, especially because the way it started about Laurie.
She was
off-
making a phone call to the real quick, just making a fake phone call. Well, I mean, not quite fake phone call, but to the cops. She's like, "Hey, I would like to report a suicide at this address," and it's leading on to her. You're thinking that she's just gonna fucking kill herself, and it's like, fuck, and then sure enough, Corey shows up, and that's how this whole little spectacle happens.
And you see her
Yeah.
process by taking the necklace off, putting it next to her phone, grabbing the gun, and she's kind of like sobbing. This is all after she puts like the pumpkins on and everything like that.
Mhm.
And then you hear the gunshot, and that's where Corey walks in,
He's
thinking
like,
that
"Now's my
something's going to
chance."
happen.
Yeah.
Sees the pumpkin shit on the floor, and then sees Laurie, goes, "You really think I'm going to fucking kill myself?"
It was badass.
Bam,
No,
bam,
that was
so
fucking
badass.
gives her
That scene was really cool. I
was.
really enjoyed
two fucking
that.
shots to the chest right there, dude. And then you see him just fucking go down the fucking stairs.
See, I think that would have been really cool if he would have survived, because that kind of gives him that Michael Myers ability of just absorbing the damage.
No, I thought the fact that he did not survive is what made Michael Myers so unique. Then, it stood him apart. 'Cause,
No.
Hey,
yeah, I know what you
any
mean.
Joe Schmo could try to put on the mask and the costume and try to be a killer, but nah, there's only one OG.
Yeah, I get that.
He's the only one
I get
that
that,
could
but
take
that's
a
where.
hit and take a.
But that's where I'm saying that, like, I think that they bailed on Corey's becoming the
almost
new
like a
shape.
rewrite kind of thing.
Becoming the new shape.
Yeah, like a mid.
Yeah.
like a-
And after that scene and after the the whole spiel when they're talking to each other, and Corey's right there on his knees just saying whatever he's saying to Laurie. After he goes like, "If I can't have her, nobody can have her," and then he just fucking stabs himself. in
That
the
was
goddamn
fucking
neck.
insane.
That was
dude.
pretty crazy.
I wasn't
And
expecting
this isn't
that.
a fucking
Yeah.
small knife. This guy fucking literally just walk right up in there and just fucking goes over. My thing is like Laurie just fucking goes up to him, pulls the knife out, and she's holding him. And then
Coincidentally-
is it the granddaughter that walks
Yeah,
through
the
the fucking
granddaughter.
door
Yeah.
and sees her with the knife and everything like that?
Yeah.
But what fucking ticks me off is like she goes, "What did you do? What did you do?" She sees that this dude's in a jumpsuit and there's a mask on the fucking floor that looks like Michael Myers. What do you think was happening? She's already just assuming that Laurie is gonna fucking just kill her out of no reason, like spite, I guess.
Well,
Whatever.
I don't know. The granddaughter's character was so.
It was out there. She was
was out there.
She's just not fucking thinking straight for whatever fucking goddamn reason.
She
Either
told.
he's
Because she
fucking-
told. Yeah. All the.
Either he's manipulating her and all that kind of stuff.
She's like, "Let's burn the town down," and then he literally started doing that.
Yeah.
She had a part. She had a part in all those murders. You know.
After saying what had happened, you see the dude on the floor. He's wearing the same fucking jumpsuit, and you see Michael's fucking mask. What do you think happened? Like, she didn't just fucking kill a dude just to kill a dude. This is something that's been tormenting her whole life. You obviously can understand what probably happened. But
Yeah,
no,
but her
you're
head
just gonna
wasn't-
fucking blame her.
Her
for
head
that
wasn't
kind
in
of
the
stuff
right
like that.
space. We know that her head wasn't in the right space.
Yeah.
If anything, it's actually Laurie's response that fucked it up because she starts panicking. He's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
If had she kept her level head, I was like, "No, motherfucker, just tried to
Tried to kill me.
He did this to himself. That kind of
Yeah.
bullshit
Yeah.
could have been done differently, but it's
So that's why it's a
Movie
little
bullshit.
inconsistent with the writing. It's a little inconsistent.
what's the girl's name? The granddaughter's name? I don't know. Whatever.
granddaughter
she was
is-
inconsistent from the very beginning with her even being that easy with Corey.
Allison? No.
Yeah,
It is
Yeah, it's Allison.
Yeah, Allison was just way too easy getting interested in Corey. So, with knowing
Nice.
with all the background and such, and her
Yeah.
her excuse was, when I heard about you, I felt like I knew you. It's like, yeah, so do bitches who fucking send love letters to prison inmates. Like they think they know them.
Yeah, that shit was fucking. Yeah, that was pretty nuts to me when that kind of shit happened. It was just, it was just too easy to be like very manipulative that way. It was a bit too much. But one of the things I wanted to ask was, what did you guys think about the fight scene between Laurie and Michael in the kitchen?
So I've been trying to talk about that. Thank you.
This is the reason why I brought it up. I know you've been wanting to talk about that.
The issue I had is Michael beats the shit out of fucking Laurie.
He smashes her head
very beginning, smashes her face
through
glass.
glass. No lacerations to her face.
No, but even before that, the way he slams her over the counter, then bends her hair back by pulling it and everything, it's very...
He fucks her up.
He fucks her up. A 70-year-old woman that for the past 4 years has not been training Sarah Connor style, so she's definitely going to let herself go. Drinking alcohol all the time, right? Stuck her hand down a fucking garbage disposal and did get a little bit. There was a little... But...
Cheers, David.
Cheers. Yeah.
Okay.
All the way through. Just, he fucks her up. So as far as inconsistencies goes too,
better.
You know, he smacks a dude once and all of a sudden he's out and he can do the kill shot. He smacks this old ass lady around.
He's fucking her up
20 times around a kitchen.
And she's not going down.
Dude.
Doesn't make sense.
The knitting needle going through her own cheek and just digging it into the ear bone.
I fucking love that they brought the knitting needle back.
Fucking sick, right?
I like how they brought the knitting needle back from
that was sick.
The first movie. It's fucking great that they brought that. That was fucking awesome.
Aside from that, though, definitely the final kill sequence with the crucifying. It was a little much.
It's way too much.
It's a little much. I mean, you know, the first knife, getting it through the hand and jamming it into the countertop, maybe.
Yeah.
First of all, those countertops, do you know how impossible it is to get any sort of...
Through a hand.
Second of all, just
bone
stabbing blades, kitchen blades, you know how often those will even bend from if you're not doing a full-on perfect angle? If you go...
Even a little bit, they'll break.
Just a little bit.
They'll break.
Right.
Yeah, I would have believed it more if it was like the back.
There's a lot of space in between. I get that, but the second it, that it hits the wood, it's over, dude.
So the first one, fine, a little bit of a stretch. The second one, where she stabs him in the midair, jams it down, then grabs a pan and starts doing this 3 times. That's where I'm like, that blade would have bent.
That would have bent for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would have bent and broke.
Yeah,
and then he could have pulled up and stabbed her in the face with it.
And then, of course, we've talked about this in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That very last blade shot where she lifts a blade, sticks it in front of his eyes. You see this bitch? Yeah. And then does the one up the lungs. You know, like the spear of Longinus. It's like, why?
Dumping the fridge on him was kind of weird for me.
Why? She pinned his leg.
I mean,
literally, of all the things we're talking about right now.
But the thing is, it's like you see how strong Michael is, being able to, like, the fridge, like he would, I would think, because we've seen Michael be incredibly strong before, even at this age, him holding up a fucking girl, him be able to kick back up a fucking fridge, no problem. And then the other weird thing is him being able to pull his hand out through the knife and then fucking choke her.
Well, he ripped his hand off the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ripped his hand out.
That fucking weirded me out too. I'm like, your hand split down the middle.
Yeah, but the whole crucifixion scene was a little much. And then she slit his throat, which I'm sure you enjoyed, Manny. And then she went and also cut his wrist.
I'm sorry, bro. That's fucked up, dude.
It was a slow fucking, like...
It didn't need to be that slow.
It didn't need to be.
It was way too intimate.
Like, why did she do that? I was like, come on, just get it over with. Fucking go.
She could have literally stabbed him in the neck just the way Corey did it.
I mean, that's what I thought too. You know, after showing the face, you know, just like
they did it way too much. And then on top of that, cut his wrist too. Like,
the granddaughter coming in and breaking Michael's arm.
It was so ridiculous. The whole parading him through the town. They basically parade him all the way down, and then they drop him into a car crusher. Yeah, that's for crushing cars.
Crushing cars.
They fucking drop
junk and stuff like that.
Metal. It's like a bunch of cranks just going over and over, like just
Yeah.
But they fucking dropped him in there, and they basically ended Michael Myers that way, which definitively killed him. Like,
There's another theory about that too, but I'm not gonna.
Joking, dude.
I'm not gonna bring that up right now.
well, I
but
mean,
there
they brought back other slashers that have
So
died.
there is a theory about Michael Myers being able to come
But
back.
the thing
off
is,
of that,
they're
but
not going to continue this.
I'm not gonna.
They're not going to continue this. They're not continuing this storyline in this universe. This one's over. No, but this story arc is over. That arc is over. They can technically bring back Michael Myers in a different timeline.
Yeah.
You know, they do that all the time. I mean, he basically ignored all the other movies except the first two. He ignored everything, and then came back and brought Michael Myers back in 2018. Ignored all that shit. That someone else could do the same thing. So if we see it again, which we probably will, because there's money to be made, that's most likely what's going to happen.
You know what I think we're due for? Freddy versus Jason Part 2. Bring in Michael, Freddy versus Jason.
There was supposed to be a Michael Myers versus Pinhead.
I'm just saying.
There was supposed to be.
I'm just saying. I think
that was supposed to be a thing.
To bring that back now. Yeah.
There was supposed to be Michael Myers
check.
versus Pinhead, but the thing is, John Carpenter said no because he knew that his franchise was much better than Hellraiser, and that the collaboration would kill his franchise. So he said no.
And then towards the end of the movie, we see Laurie pretty much finishing off her memoirs, and the camera is panning around through
We
all
talked
that.
about it already, Manny.
But the fact that I like Michael's mask being on that table.
Yeah, that's cool.
That scene, and then the music starting all over again.
I like the way they
Wouldn't
definitely
the
did it
mask
right.
have been collected in evidence?
It should have.
It wouldn't
at
be
the
someone's
same time,
souvenir.
actually, but then again,
Do you think they were collecting evidence? That
Probably
night,
not.
considering the way they treated his body.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We're not collecting evidence.
No,
First of all-
that's actually very true.
Yeah.
I have to stand by that. There's no way they would collect his mask and evidence because the way they did not properly dispose of his body or
from
take
this
his
girl that
body
was
to the
17
morgue.
all the way till she's like
I
60
mean,
something.
if the entire police squad, whether it was official or not, escorted the fucking body to a funeral procession, then they have to make some sort of report. So my point is that they would have to collect whatever they can to deposit and say like, hey, this is what we have.
For sure, I understand that the whole police force did escort them to the junkyard to drop his corpse into the fucking chipper.
Well, Laurie is the one that dropped the fucking corpse in.
But what I'm saying is the police, everybody was there.
Yeah,
the
everybody.
police, everybody. So I understand
After
the
them
logic.
saying, this
Shut
is
the
not how we
fuck up.
do
I
things.
understand the logic that a police report would have to be filed after the body was dumped in. They collect whatever little evidence is left, maybe like a shirt, a piece of cloth or whatever from the chipper, and then the mask. I get that. But at the same time, maybe they just kind of say no, fuck you to the Boogey Man, and just don't file any of that and just say nothing happened. I could see both happening, It just depends on whether or not you want to go Hollywood logic or you want to go actual logic.
Sure.
Anyway, let's go into the budget of things, guys. What do you guys think this movie is budgeted at? We'll start off with David. David, what do you think this movie is budgeted at? Give me a good one.
90 mil.
90. Georgie.
50.
50. Daniel.
51.
George wins. It's actually 33 million.
Damn. But at the same time, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it was actually 33.
Feels very low budget.
Yeah, it felt like
it was very low budget.
it felt like a low budget.
Some of those kills were
33
very lame.
million. I'm gonna just tell you guys right now. It didn't do too well. It actually came out box office for 82 million.
That's almost 3 times the budget. Is that the run till now, or is that
Yeah.
opening weekend?
Now,
Oh, that's still not horrible. It's only been out for a couple weeks
Well, that and it simultaneously streamed on Peacock for free.
Yeah.
for free. So,
So
that's
you
actually
take
not bad.
out a good chunk.
I would say that's actually not bad.
That's
That's
not
pretty
bad.
good.
that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's wrap this up. What do you guys? How do you guys want to rate this?
First time when we watched it, I was really high on it. Second time around, it did bring it down a bit. If we're grading it out of 5, 3.5. Not even that high.
3.5.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
it, I do mark it down because in hindsight, realizing this really wasn't a Michael Myers movie.
It's not.
It's not.
It's a Corey Cunningham film, and like I mentioned before, like I do believe that's they basically bitched out on the story.
Yeah.
I think they bitched out on the story.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because I did enjoy the film, but I feel like they bitched out on the ending, and I don't like that. You know, they fucked that up.
I don't like how they did Michael Myers, so I'm definitely giving this a 3.
Dirty, man. Show some fucking
They did him dirty. They did him dirty. So I'm giving this a 3.
They crushed his skull. You see his skull just blow up. It was pretty good. It's pretty bad.
I mean, to me, this wasn't like a Halloween movie.
No, but I mean, that's kind of what he was going for. But I feel like this movie probably would have been better if it was another maybe 20, 25 minutes and they explained more of that, the Michael Myers part.
Yeah. So,
you know, I felt like they just kind of rushed it. They bum rushed it at the end. They introduced Michael Myers. I would have liked it the first half Corey, second half Corey and Michael Myers. Like it would have been better if they expanded more on that universe, you know, on Corey and Michael. And if Corey would have become the shape, that would have meant that Halloween ends with Michael Myers and we have a whole new shape to deal with. I would have loved that, but they didn't go that way.
We got 3, 3.5, 2.
3.
We'll just round it out to a 3. That's what I'm saying. We just rounded out to a 3. We'll put this out as a 3. 3 what? Who are we putting on?
Corey's character.
Mike Myers?
No.
That dead
That's what we did
Jeremy.
last time, right?
No, we're going to
Dead
do
kid Jeremy.
Dead kid Jeremy.
Yeah.
Fuck that little kid.
What are we doing?
Jeremy?
Jeremy?
That little fucking kid that fell off.
Okay.
The balcony, man.
All right.
Kid, dude.
I was gonna do Corey.
We were going to do
the
Corey
Rohan.
Cunningham.
Love Corey.
Yeah.
We love Corey.
Yes.
I love Corey. Corey team all the way.
I actually can't wait to see him in more stuff because of this performance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
think this is gonna really open up a lot of doors for him. Man,
Yeah.
As far as an actor.
3 of that little fucking bastard. And make sure you put the photo of him smashing his head on the fucking...
Yeah. So, if you can like do a little thing of like his body flying out 3 times. But his face.
I'll try, but I mean, I don't. Jesus
We'll see.
Christ!
We'll see.
If you guys really enjoyed our content, please like, comment, subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button. You know, it's free for you. Does wonders for us. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at nyec.gsc@gmail.com. We have social media, Facebook, Not Your Everyday Critics, Instagram at Not Your Everyday Critics. And you should be able to reach us. Until next time.
All right, guys. Happy movie
Happy
going.
movie going.